welcome back to my channel. This is Craving a Piece and I'm Kelsey Powell. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. This week, we're gonna be talking about how to go vegan in 2020. So I've been thinking about making a video like this because a lot of what I talk about is the why to go vegan. And a lot of the questions I get is the how. So I'm pretty overdue for this video and a piece of content like this. With massive amounts of time in quarantine or self-isolation, I'm hoping you've watched a few documentaries, maybe on Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime. Hopefully you're educating yourself during your downtime on the things that are happening around the world. One of those things that's so important that we recognize is what's happening with our climate. Now, whether you call it global warming or climate change, we're talking about our planet here and it is being destroyed. And if you don't know already, it's being destroyed by animal agriculture. Animal agriculture is one of the leading causes of pollution, deforestation, animal extinction, marine life depletion, and so much more. Animal agriculture is essentially killing our planet. If you haven't watched any documentaries yet, please go and watch some. One of the best ways that you can help our planet is by cutting your consumption of meat. You've probably heard this before, and if you don't know already, cutting your meat consumption is honestly one of the best ways to lower your carbon footprint. I'll talk about animal agriculture and its effect on the planet in another video, but if you're starting to understand why people go vegan, that might help you then make the connection in order to think about the next question. Well, how do I implement it in my life? If you haven't noticed, the world is changing, like seriously changing at a core level. It's not perfect, we're not getting it right just yet, but we're working on it. And with the world changing around you, around me, around all of us, it's time for us to look inside ourselves and change too. And hopefully one of those changes is a lifestyle change. And if you're watching this video, my guess is that you are thinking about going vegan. There has never been a better time than right now to go vegan. Honestly, now is the time that people are waking up to privilege and habits and goals and what we're doing with our lives. If we can wake up right now and see where we want our lives to go, then those changes are going to build us into the new and better versions of ourselves. So I'll be completely honest with you. There were a lot of mistakes made in the early days of me being vegan. A lot. I accidentally ate animal products a few times without realizing. I wasn't perfect at reading labels. I still wasn't comfortable saying no to certain things when people were making me food. I didn't really have that much advice to go on. I followed a lot of social media accounts that had really pretty vegan food, vegan smoothies and bowls and salads and stuff, but I didn't know how to be vegan in the sense of talking to people about it. I didn't know how to shop. I didn't know a lot. So if you are feeling like you're in the same boat, then honestly, don't worry, because I want to help be the person that I wish I had when I was first vegan. So in this video, I want to help lay a foundation for those of you who honestly have no idea what you're doing and you really want to go vegan, but you just don't know where to start. And hopefully I'll give you a sense of some things that you've never thought about before that will help you become a confident vegan and somebody who can actually navigate the lifestyle without worrying about screwing up or inconvenience or whatever. So if you are thinking about making the switch, hopefully I'll give you enough information that you can go away and feel pretty confident about starting a vegan life. So one of the first things I want to do is scale back your expectations of what it means to be vegan. A lot of people think that being vegan means eating a lot of weird green stuff. And while vegans do eat a lot of green stuff, we are actually like kitchen ninjas who know how to make crazy green stuff into crazy delicious food. The longer you are vegan, the more experience you'll get with manipulating certain foods and turning them into these crazy cool delicious creations. Just have confidence and faith that your cooking skills will develop through the course of your vegan journey. Plus, a lot of people think that it's really hard to find vegan food. They think that we've got the most impossible time finding things when vegan food is at every grocery store. Every grocery store. If there are fruits and vegetables, there's vegan food. If there are nuts and seeds, there's vegan food. If there's canned vegetables, there's vegan food. So don't believe that it's really, really hard to be vegan when you've got access to a grocery store. All you have to do is see the grocery store with different eyes after learning how to shop for all the things you need to be a healthy and confident vegan. if you are serious about going vegan, then you'll be willing to do the work that it takes to adopt the lifestyle. Now, I don't want to make it seem like it's the hardest thing in the world. Like, people wouldn't do it if it was that hard, but it's going to take some mind shifting. It's going to take some probably tough conversations with friends and family. It's going to take some mistake making and confusion, and it's going to be a pain in the ass sometimes. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's worth it. If you only have one shot at being a human on this planet, why wouldn't you want to do the work to become the best version of yourself? If you're somebody who gets really frustrated at the grocery store, or when things don't go your way, or when you have to adapt or be inconvenienced for something, this lifestyle might not be for you. You are going to experience some annoying, hard things that, yes, they are definitely worth it, but they're not going to be for somebody who isn't willing to at least try or mess up or keep learning along the way. So if you're up for the challenge, I can promise you it's one of the best lifestyle choices that you will ever make. If you're somebody who's ready to dive all in, then that's freaking awesome. Like, I love being vegan. And as I've said before, if you don't already know, I used to eat loads of chicken wings and cheese and every animal product you can imagine. And I was proud of it, and I mocked vegans, and I was not somebody who I ever thought would go vegan. But to be honest, it is one of the best decisions I've ever made in my entire life. And if you're serious about it, like, all the power to you, because this is the bomb. This lifestyle is the best. You will love it. I promise you that. With all of the hard work and all of the struggle that may come with learning about how to be vegan, I can promise you the results and the happiness and joy and healthiness you'll feel will be so fulfilling, and so, honestly, it'll be life-changing. You'll never see the world again. You'll never see yourself the same again. You will look at the world from a new perspective. So we can go over the how and the why all day. I'm telling you, this is one of the best decisions you will ever make in your entire life. So are you ready to dive into how to be a vegan? Let's do it. Okay, so one of the first things I want you to figure out is if you want to go vegan overnight or if you want to go vegan in phases. There's two different ways that you can go vegan. It's rip it off like a Band-Aid, cold turkey, which is a horrible vegan expression. Rip it off cold vegan turkey. Wow, that was creative. So there's two different ways that you can do it. You can do it overnight, you just draw the line right now, you're vegan, let's do this thing. Or you can do it in phases where you cut out dairy 1 week, and then you cut out chicken 1 week, and then you cut out eggs 1 week, or you cut out cheese 1 week. I personally went vegan overnight, and that didn't mean I didn't make mistakes. I accidentally got non-vegan cheese in an airplane meal without even realizing. I was at a cocktail party and accidentally ate something that had fish in it when it totally looked like it didn't, and I should have asked, but I spit it out. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Obviously, you'll learn from them, but just take whatever path you think that's gonna suit you best. Okay, so now that you know if you're going vegan overnight or in phases, I want you to make a plan for how you're gonna get rid of the animal products that you have, whether you're gonna eat them or you're gonna give them away to somebody else or donate them, and start making room for vegan products. So we'll start with the kitchen because that's the most obvious place to start. If you've got a pantry full of, or a fridge full of cheese and milk and eggs, as you are getting rid of a certain item that you love, write it down on a piece of paper and find the vegan alternative. I've included access to my vegan startup kit in the link below this video, so you can go and get it and it'll tell you about the different alternatives that exist. We want this to be something that's going to be sustainable. That's something you're actually going to enjoy. And there's nothing worse than giving up all of your favorite foods at once without anything to replace them with. That's just not going to work. So the whole point of veganism is, of course, to live a lifestyle that is as cruelty-free as possible, but it's also to live a life that you enjoy and that you're happy about. I have never eaten better than I have since I've gone vegan. The herbs and spices that we use, the flavors that I've discovered, the alternatives that exist are unreal. Like, you don't have to be without your favorite things just because you've gone vegan. Trust me on that. There is an alternative for everything. So don't worry if you're like, how am I gonna live without cheese? How am I gonna live without chocolate or chocolate milk or ice cream? There are so many unbelievable products out there that you won't even have to stress about replacing an animal product with a vegan product. You will be amazed. All you have to do is start looking. Thanks for watching. If you are enjoying this episode, hit subscribe down below, hit the thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. It'll really help this channel grow. It's only the beginning and I'm really excited for what's to come, but if you could support this channel, that would be awesome and I'd really appreciate it. So now that you have a list of the things that you love eating on a regular basis, we're gonna find an alternative for that. There are so many vegan alternatives, it's gonna blow your mind. Okay, so let's talk about milk. There are loads of vegan alternatives to milk. You've got almond milk, cashew milk, coconut milk, hazelnut milk, soy milk. It's probably gonna take some trial and error to figure out what kind of milk you like best. The flavors are all very different. Oh, there's hemp milk too. Hemp milk. Blech. That's hard to say. Hemp milk. What's that? I want to put an L in it or something. Hemp milk. They all taste really differently, so just give them each a try and see which one you like best. You might like one type of milk for your coffee, another type of milk for your cereal, but there are a plethora of milk alternatives out there. So just give them all a shot and find the ones that work best for you. Now, eggs. Let's talk about egg replacements. So eggs are a really tricky one because you can make them into all different styles. You can have scrambled eggs, you can have poached eggs, you can have hard-boiled eggs, you can make deviled eggs. When it comes to the different types of egg styles that you'll want to replace with a vegan alternative, you're gonna have a load of different options. I'll make a whole video about how to replace eggs with vegan alternatives, but if you're baking with eggs, you can get an actual egg baking replacer that's made of vegan stuff. You can use chia seeds in water, you can use bananas. If you like eggs on toast, you can replace it with avocado. It's not the same, but it's still a delicious thing to put on toast. What else? If you wanna make deviled eggs, you can also use red potatoes. That is the bomb. I'll definitely have to make a video on that. They are so good and scary delicious. If you like scrambled eggs, that was a favorite of mine. You can scramble tofu and put something in called black salt. Look it up. It's crazy. It tastes like egg. It's freaky. There are loads of vegan alternatives for eggs. So please don't worry if eggs are one of your favorite things because they were mine too. And I have found so many alternatives for eggs that I don't feel like I'm missing anything. All right, now that we've got milk and eggs covered, let's talk about cheese. There are like 1 billion types of vegan cheeses. There's vegan cheddar, there's vegan mozzarella, there's vegan brie, there's vegan Gouda, there's vegan smoked cheddar, there's everything. You can be brave and make your own cheese. That's like a real advanced thing to do. But you can also try all the different cheeses out on the market. There are so many good vegan cheeses. I'm telling you, all you gotta do is be open-minded. They're not gonna be exactly like a cow's milk cheese or a goat milk cheese, but they're doing pretty good at trying to come up with a vegan alternative for the cheeses that we all love. Shredding them and melting them on pizzas is a good way to experiment. Putting them in wraps or on toast or making like a grilled cheese sandwich. If you love cheese sauce, let me tell you right now, you need to get nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast, it sounds like a gross thing, but it will change your life and how you eat vegan sauces. Okay, next up we've got ice cream. Ice cream is most likely the easiest thing to replace. Vegan ice cream is insanely delicious, and if you're lactose intolerant, you don't have to worry about all those horrible stomach aches or gas that you get when you eat regular ice cream. I used to get it all the time. I'm super lactose intolerant, so I kind of was off dairy for a while before I went vegan anyways because I hated the way it made me feel. But if you're looking for ice cream because you've got that sweet tooth or just for an occasional treat, you will find so many vegan alternatives. I promise you. There's almond ice cream, there's soy ice cream, there's coconut ice cream. There are so many amazing types of ice cream. You will honestly fall in love with vegan ice cream. Ben & Jerry's is making loads of vegan ice cream. There's sorbet if you want like a healthier alternative. You'll be able to find so many vegan ice creams. You don't even have to sweat. Okay, let's talk about butter. So if you're a big fan of butter, whether it's on your toast, in your cooking, in your baking, and in your pastries, wherever you use butter, there is going to be an alternative. So there are olive oil spreads, there's coconut oil, there's regular olive oil, there is avocado oil, there's nut butter spreads. There's loads of different things that you can replace regular butter with. You'll barely notice there's a difference. Okay, now let's talk about meat replacements. This is gonna be a big one because that's what a lot of people associate with their protein intake. It's what they associate with making a meal complete. It's kind of what the world revolves around when it comes to being a meat eater. So, okay, let's say you want to replace chicken wings. Chicken wings are, obviously they're delicious. I used to eat them like it was my job, like I was getting paid to eat them. I loved chicken wings. Nowadays, we make chicken wings out of cauliflower. And if you're like, that sounds disgusting, just try the recipe down below, the buffalo cauliflower wings or cauliflower bites. They're so good. And if you love buffalo wings, it's likely that using Frank's on anything will make you happy. There are also vegan chicken replacements. So whether it's sun-fed chicken or any other brand of vegan chicken, you can usually find something that resembles chicken, tastes like chicken, can go into your sandwiches, your wraps. I mean, the way that you eat chicken now can be replaced with a vegan alternative. All you have to do is look for it. All right, let's talk about pork. So if you are a bacon fiend, you can definitely make bacon out of a lot of things. I've seen people make bacon out of carrots. And no, it's not the same thing, but it doesn't hurt a pig. And it's a great mock if you want to put it on a sandwich or on your breakfast or whatever. Just give the bacon alternatives a try. Now with other pork type products, you can use something called jackfruit. Jackfruit is a game changer. You can barbecue jackfruit, you can marinate it like you do with pork. There are so many things that you can do with jackfruit that it blows meat eaters away when it's done right. Some people who try jackfruit in one of those blind taste tests don't even know that the possibilities of what you can do with jackfruit, so that when they eat it, they actually think that it's real pork. I'm telling you, jackfruit is a game changer. You will fall in love with it. All right, let's talk about beef and steak. If you are a big fan of steak is a real big one. I had my very last steak knowing I was about to go vegan at a restaurant in Queenstown, here where I live, and I savored every bite. But as soon as I learned that steak came from a cow, I mean, I knew that, but as soon as I learned the process of that piece of meat coming from a cow, I could never look at it the same. Honestly, all I could see was the pain and suffering of a cow, and that's just not something that I want to put into my body. There's some horrible stuff in there that they put into cows that end up in our bodies. I don't want to be a part of that treatment. I don't want to be a part of the industry. I don't want to be a part of it. So I had my last steak, and now the replacements are endless. So if you don't already know, mushrooms are another game changer for eating vegan. If you marinate them in sauces for a long enough time, you will make a creation of the gods. Portobello mushroom can completely transform how you see steak. If you grill it up real nice, it is delicious. Portobello mushroom steaks are a game changer. Give them a try. You can also buy beef alternatives. There's the Impossible Burger, there's a Beyond Meat Burger. There are other alternatives cropping up all the time that are so realistic. Like the Impossible Burger and Beyond Meat Burgers, they bleed like a real burger does. They smell and taste like a real burger does. It's crazy. If you're worried about missing out on flavor or texture or how it'll hold together in a sandwich or a burger, don't worry. There are some amazing vegan alternatives out there. So just give them a try. Please just try them. Okay, how about seafood? So seafood is a big one for people because a lot of people think that it's all right to stop eating land mammals, you know, cows, chickens, pigs, but seafood is a huge one to cut out. Our oceans are being overfished, and if you aren't replacing your fish with a fish alternative, you are contributing to the depletion of wildlife in our oceans. There are vegan fish options coming out all the time. There are so many people trying to make incredible vegan alternatives just so that we don't have to eat real fish and deplete the oceans any more than we already are, just so that we can keep our taste buds happy. You can find an alternative to the fish that you already love. Oh, I should also mention before when I was talking about chicken, I forgot to mention tofu. Tofu is an amazing alternative to chicken. You can break it up and fry it like it looks exactly like little pieces of grilled chicken. You can manipulate it into some crazy cool ways that I would not underestimate. Even if you think of tofu as a block of like a sponge, that's exactly how my boyfriend thought of it. And to be honest, that's how I thought of it in the early days. But now I'm so amazed with the things that tofu can do as a replacement for chicken or just protein in general. It's awesome. So please be open-minded to the weirdness of tofu, but don't be scared of it. It's not actually as weird as you're probably thinking right now. Okay, so hopefully now you understand how to transition your kitchen from a meat eater's kitchen to a vegan kitchen. Now, some other things that I want you to consider in this next step have to do with adding other things in that you maybe haven't used before. So things like nuts and seeds are a big one for getting creative with your vegan cooking. Like I said before, cashews are a very, very diverse nut. You can make them into loads of different things, and I highly recommend keeping a lot of them on hand. Peanut butter, peanuts, almonds, pecans, those types of nuts are gonna be super handy in loads of dishes, and they're really gonna bring in a variety of flavors to a lot of the vegan things that you're making. Other things like nutritional yeast, black salt, hoisin sauce, sweet chili sauce, different hot sauces. There are so many different types of sauces and little things that you'll pick up along the way that will make your cooking unbelievable. Just be open to trying new flavors and experimenting, because that's going to be how you're going to learn how to be a bomb-ass vegan cook. You also want to think about different canned items or more exotic things like herbs and spices that you likely haven't tried before. If you're anything like me, I pretty much only use Italian herbs on any of my cooking. I'd cook up a piece of grilled chicken, I'd stick it on some pasta or salad, and that was it. I didn't know how to use garam masala, I didn't know how to use paprika. Some of them are more far-fetched in terms of the basic person's cooking range, and some of them are ones that everybody has. I just never knew how to use them the right way.